Welcome to our first flute lesson. Jeff, have you ever played flute before?
No.
You never played flute before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Well, first thing we're going to do is learn how to put together.
Okay.
Now, there are three parts of the flute. You have the body, you have the head joint, and then you have the foot joint. Now what I want you to do is grab the body, which you have in your hands, by the barrel. This here is the barrel. And what we want to do when we put it together is make sure that we're not touching any sort of the mechanisms, we're not touching any of the rods, any of the pads or the keys or anything like that. We just don't want to risk bending them or breaking them. So what you're going to do, hold the barrel, and we're going to connect the foot joint first. Can you take out the foot joint? Good. And so what I want you to do, hold it by the barrel here, and you're going to use this gentle twisting motion at the end here. You're just going to twist it on. Good. And there are arrows here on the side if you turn it a little bit. If you want to make sure those are lined up, that way you know it's on correctly. Another way to do that is by this rod here, if it's lined up with the center of the keys, you can tell that way it'd be lined up correctly as well. Okay, cool. So now what I want you to do is grab your head joint, and also by holding the barrel, do a nice little twisting motion. Put it on there. That. And then how we know this is on correctly, there's an arrow here on the barrel. After you get that on. Good. Very good. Okay, there's an arrow here on the barrel, and you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. You make this stamp here on the head joint, you can make sure it's lined up with a stamp, or the tone hole should be lined up with the center of these keys. Is that lined up with the center, Jeff?
Yes.
Good. Alright. Great. So, you've assembled your flute. If you want to go ahead, close your case. Put it on the ground. Great. Okay. So, what we're going to move on to now, we're going to obviously be sitting, so we're going to be dealing with posture. And what I want you to do is sit on the edge of your chair. You know, just relax first. Back straight, erect, like you have like your little puppet, and you have a string attached to your head. But you want to relax too. So take a nice deep breath and then relax. Good. Okay. Now keep your feet firmly rooted to the floor like a tree, like you're a big strong tree trunk.
Okay.
Good. All right. And what we're gonna do? Pick up our flute. We're not gonna deal with hand position just yet. We're just gonna pick up our flute. We're going to hold it right about a foot away from our face. We're going to make sure our hands, our arms are just nice and out and relaxed. Our shoulders are relaxed, everything. Good, and I see you've already got your hands in a basic posture. Good. Great job. Okay, now let's move on to our instrument carriage. So, this will also deal with hand positioning. There are three main contact points when you hold the flute. The first is the base of the index finger, the chin, and then our right hand thumb here. Okay? And what I want you to do, take your flute, put your first finger on this key, right there, and just let it sit nicely right on the base of your index finger. Good. Now put down those two fingers. Good. Skip 2. Put your first finger on that key there. Okay. And then subsequently put all your fingers down. Good. And your pinky should rest right on this key right there. That's called the E flat key. Now your thumb, this contact point, should line up with your index finger. Is it lined up? Good. Alright. Let's try and put this to our face. Alright. I want you to take the embouchure plate, that's this part here, and rest it on the chin. Good, that looks really great. Great. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to making our first sound. Okay. Before we make our first sound with that, I'm going to ask you to take the head joint off. Good. Good, and just rest the body and the foot joint in your lap. Okay, so holding it like this, like we're about to eat some corn on the cob, rest that embouchure plate right in the lip like that. Good. Your bottom lip should cover about a third or a fourth to a third of the tone hole. You can kind of feel the tone hole with your bottom lip. Can you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, so now what I want you to do, to produce our first sound, we're going to blow across, like you were blowing across a bottle of soda, or blowing out a candle. So I want you to try that after me. I want you to direct your air across and blow. No sound, right? Okay, now I want you to do it the same thing. Say we, and while keeping your face in that position, go two. And you feel how your lips create this little hole, like you're spitting out a piece of rice. Good, there, good. So it's like you're spitting out a piece of rice, blowing across it, and that's what we call the aperture. And this helps control our airstream, whether it's fast or slow. So let's try it again. We, two, and then try and blow across. There you go. Good. Great. Now if you're tipped over a little too much, you won't be able to get a sound. And if it's too in, you might cover the tone hole too much and you'll be able to get a sound. So make sure that tone hole is just covered up a little bit and you can barely feel it with your bottom lip. Great. Good job. Let's try it one more time. We, two, and blow. Great. Okay, so can you pick up your flute again? And then we're going to put it back on, hold it by the barrel, and then gently twist. Good. Great, and then make sure that arrow is lined up with that stamp or the tone hole is lined up with the keys. Great, so you remember that hand position? Do you think you can explain it to me real quick?
Contact point is base knuckle of the index finger.
Good.
And the thumb and the chin.
And the chin. Good. That looks really great.
Skip 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3,
and the E flat key. Great job, Jeff. Okay, so now what we're gonna do. Don't press down any keys yet. We're just gonna do an open sound, and so we're gonna put that flute right up to our bottom lip. Make sure we're nice and relaxed, sitting up straight, and we're gonna go we, two again. Make that armature. Good, and then. Great job. Awesome. So you ready to learn your first note?
Yep.
Okay. So what I want you to do, this key here is the B flat key. I want you to press your thumb with that. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and the E flat key. Just like we were setting up our instrument hand. I want you to blow across now. Good. That's a really great job. That's our B flat. Okay. Great. So from there, what I want you to do is lift up. This is kind of an awkward fingering for this C here. We're gonna learn C. Now what you do is lift up your thumb while keeping resting. Lift up your thumb, your second finger, left hand second finger, third finger, and keep down this E flat key here with your pinky.
Oh.
And then. That's not it. What is it? Right. What's the C? I don't remember what a C is. I apologize. I got my fingers totally messed up.
That's okay.
Okay. That's kind of embarrassing. So we're gonna go back to B flat. What I taught you before was an E flat.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just stick with E flat. Okay. And what I want you to do from E flat is lift up on your right hand, your second and your third finger. Okay. And we're gonna blow, and that's gonna make it. That's what we're gonna call an F. Good. So can we go back to E flat? Good. So put down your second and third finger in your left hand. Good. Now lift those two fingers up again. Good. And you count your first finger. Really great job. Okay, now for our next note, great. And for our next note, we're going to learn is a G. And all we do for our G, while making our good posture, relaxed and everything, lift up that first finger in your right hand. And great. Really good job. Okay. Good. Now see how you got that lower octave? What I want you to do to get that higher octave is direct your airstream that more across. And make it a little bit faster. There you go. Good. Good. So you understand how you did that?
Yeah.
You tightened up your aperture and you're a little bit faster and more across air. Good. Okay, so do you remember our E flat fingering?
Yeah.
All our fingers down? Okay, good. Now let's do that. We're going to do E flat, F, and G on my go, okay?
Okay, right.
Ready? Go. Lift up that first finger. Okay, really great job. Okay, and that concludes the first flute lesson.
Thank you.